Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. We are back on the chicken coop slash goat barn. Let me get you caught up to speed. Chicken coop slash goat barn, that's what we're looking at. We got a whole bunch of work we need to do. We gotta do something about this. Maybe a little bit in here. We definitely gotta do something about this. What are you doing? There you go. Yeah, see? That's what we got to do something about. If you remember, we put this chicken wire all the way around the outside. It's back behind that board, and then it rolls out to about here. But we haven't put anything on top of it yet. So we got to do that. There is a playlist in the description if you want to check it out of all the progress up to this point. This is a homestead project, which means we've been working on it as we get the money and as we get stuff rounded up. We've got a little bit more material. We're going to do a little bit more work. We've got the John Deere 755. Oh, I forgot to put the panel on after I checked the oil this morning. The John Deere 755, which is a 20-horse tractor. And we've got about 19 tons left of these 73s that we ordered just for this occasion. We call them 73s here. It's basically like 3/4 minus rock. It's got a bunch of fines and stuff in it. It packs really well and holds good against rain coming across it on hills. A little frozen this morning. Let's try over on this side. Working on our next rental cabin, the rock house. Looking good. Oh, nice. Do a little hand raking over there. One thing I gotta make sure, because this water comes downhill, and this isn't really like a permeable stone. With all those fines and lime in there, when it rains, it almost sets up like a redneck concrete. So I gotta make sure there's a little fall this way, so anything that comes off the roof comes and drains out. I'm being a little picky about the hand raking, but drainage is worth being picky about. Before we come around the corner, obviously we had to cut that wire there and there so it would fold out, so I need to patch that corner in and that corner in. We are also done with that mixer. Next time we pour concrete, we'll be getting a concrete buggy and using a concrete truck to pour the goat side. So I can go ahead and get this back to the barn and out of the way too. What? What? How you doing, bud? We're down a turkey, by the way. We lost one to a fox. You're a survivor, though, aren't you? That's what happens if you don't go in the coop at night. We are, hey, come on, man. It's you. We're working We're working on a show. Hey, come on. We are getting some turkey eggs right now too, which is pretty cool. Hey, hey, hey. Listen, boss. It's not. Some tubes for these tires on the way. That'll be a video coming up soon. And I bought the cheapest tire cutter I could find on Amazon to try to turn these turf tires into something more comparable to an R14. Somebody left that in the comment section. Hey, just try cutting them. Maybe save a few dollars. And that definitely fits the whole run what you brung mantra. Oh, we're gonna give it a go. I don't know if I used mantra right. Is it mantra? In here, but I can't reach the back side anymore, so we're gonna have to head the breaker down. Probably use the tractor. Loving this. I think that looks great. This is all built up, slopes out pretty well to the field entrance there. No complaints on my end. All of this. Now, if you remember, oh, there's an egg bucket that blew away. Daggone it. I'll have to get that. Now, if you remember, we have a whole bunch of dirt over at the YouTube yacht. The plan is to rent one of Dirt Perfect's trucks and either use the backhoe or maybe use the Case Minotaur, but load everything and get all that dirt in here to build this up to where it needs to be along that back side. Once we get that, then we can put some stone down here. But I'm not going to put 4 feet worth of stone fill in here whenever I got a bunch of free dirt over at the other part of the property. It's looking really good though. Remember, that's going to be a sliding door. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a gate that runs right across here. Fence will come down this way. What? And that'll lead down to the field. We won't fence the whole thing off once because, you know, the whole money thing, but we'll fence sections of that field off so the goats have plenty down there. Watch it now. So I know it looks questionable now, but stay with me. You can see it's just going around there. I just had some rocks piled there. Long run, what we'll do is we'll bring it up just a little further. I'll leave a little spot open for lawnmower access to the side yard. And then we'll bring rocks down around the gravel side, fill that up and put some flocks or something like that in there. And what we're doing is building a water bar. So when stuff comes screaming down this hill, it'll go scream, turn, gone, instead of into the barn. Just trying to do a little water control. It'll clean up in the long run, but this is just all I got laying around right now. I just want to go ahead and get a little bit in. Try to protect the stone best we can. Kind of looking at it from this side, see it going around. It'll probably raise up a little bit more. We may have to step, you know, do something like that. But it should serve the purpose of a water bar really well for us. And it'll carry everything right on out. The next thing we're going to do, about a month ago we had a real cold snap. A lot of people did. And we moved their old roosting house into the barn. We went through that wall and then we added that wall. And we were trying to give them a little bit extra cozy room in here when it was super cold. But that needs to be taken apart and gotten out of here because that's the only way it's coming out now. And we're done with it anyway. So we're going to start dismantling this. And then these are the roosting poles that are folded up out of the way for now. We're trying to get those finished up. And we have this nesting box that they've really taken to the nesting box, as you can tell. I gotta go get that egg bucket and get those up to the house. But that's also in this. I want to get this hung up to where it's supposed to be. The goal is to get this thing to where it angles down and we can put a little door on the outside of the wall so it has a little catch box on the outside so the girls can come down and grab the eggs without ever having to open up the coop. And we never really use heating lamps, but that cold snap we put one in here and ended up stapling it there so they couldn't knock it down and burn the brand new barn to the ground. blue barn nest wing. That's going to be the tools of choice. That is some treated 1x we'll try to save, and we'll probably, that's in some pretty decent shape. We might try to save that for a project in the barn as well. Wrap this whole thing. This was left over from the pole barn when we first built it. And this bubble insulation. Square drive? Why did I do that? Before we built the barn, what we're disassembling in there was out here, and that was the roosting area. It was quite a bit taller, and the way we had it designed was pretty slick. It worked really well for us. It was tall enough the wheelbarrow would fit underneath it, and the way we built this, we have all these roosting poles, and we put some FRP on the back that comes down, runs out here, and you'll see it was designed to just be raked out of the bottom. So we put the wheelbarrow underneath one of the chutes, rake it, slide it over, rake it, slide it over, rake it. It was really easy to clean and collect everything for the compost. Obviously, when I brought it in here, I had to fit through that opening, so I cut the legs off. I'm just going to have to rake everything out the bottom, rake it in a pile, and into the wheelbarrow. But it did work really well when it was out there. Just rake out the bottom like that, right into the wheelbarrow for you. A little more swinging room. Pull this off. Oh, almost. Beautiful. Perfect. Do you like how at the beginning I was like, let's just finesse these pieces out, and I'm like, I got things to do, bud. Beautiful. kinds of room for activities. Very nice. Okay, hold on. I had some suggestions from a couple people last time about this. We're going to address it real quick. On these roosting poles, it's got a sharp edge, and I had a lot of people suggest to just take something and knock that edge off, kind of round it over a little bit, and that'd be a little bit more comfortable for the birds. It sounds good to me. There we go. I also had a few people suggest that the bottom roost pole should not be lower than what the nesting box is going to be, because they'll want to roost in the nesting boxes. So we're going to go ahead and take this bottom one off, and then I'm going to take this one and slide it down just a little bit, because a big old turkey bird needs a little bit more room between poles. The other thing I want to address on here, is that this has some of that old play in her. I think what I want to do, I got this scrap, is just run a cross brace on the back side. Definitely stiffened her up. Now I just need something to hold it up there. We made it like a flip up roost, so it's easier to muck out underneath it. Simple solutions. It's just a rope and a nail. I don't see any issue with that. I might not take a staple and make sure the rope stays there so it doesn't go, you know. Quick little staple. Roost mode, huh? One-handed. Mucking out mode. Nice. Awesome. It is a new day. We're going to work on this nesting box today. How you doing there, bud? Yeah, they're doing a good job with it so far. Really taking to the nesting box. We got to do a little thinking on this, and I keep looking at these roosting poles. I think I'm just going to have to rework them all together. I need them to be up higher, because I need them to be higher than this, and the old internet says this has to be no less than 18 inches from the ground. So we're going to have to raise those poles somehow. But that's going to be for another day. I got to brainstorm. Now this thing has a little flipper bar on top so that they don't roost on top of this. You can hear them sometimes hop up on here. This goes like crazy. They don't like it. They get off. And then this top piece just lifts off like that. If you need to clean the center out, we got a couple options. One option is we make it to where the eggs roll that way. We make a little hatch on the outside and you can get them. The other option is we just mount one end on a pole and cable this end here up to the rafter. And we call that good, and we just get the eggs out of the nesting boxes. As much as I love the idea of the hatch on the outside, I think it'd be really slick. I'm a big believer in the whole keep it simple thing. Well, I think for now we're just going to mount it to this pole and cable on that end. So if you remember on the Subaru Ford Ranger side-by-side projects, which should be the next video, I bought a winch. And the winch is going to be what does our four-wheel steer in the back. So I should have some cable off that drum somewhere. There it is. No reason that won't work. And trade-up series will be coming back soon too. We got these 2 lawnmowers sitting here ready to work on. The Craftsman is gone, by the way. You'll notice that. Wood chipper's gone too. I am dangerously obsessed with the rolling concept. I feel, you know, a little work on the front end here could save us a lot of trouble on the long end. Oh, I missed one. All right. So my thought is we can take this half, because that would give us enough for 24 hens, which we only have about 12 right now anyway. Maybe I can take some of that old roof metal, make a back channel, mount that on that wall, and get a roller out of it. I need to go get some of that leftover roof metal and see what we've got to come up with. We got some roof metal left over. Oh, excuse me, when we did the roof. Hoping I can take that and make that back trough. I mean, I'm not stretching too far the imagination here, right? Just throw some metal on the back of it. I've got a plan. Stay with me here. I'm going to add a little stiffener board on the back. I'll give you a close-up here in a second what we got going on. So I think I've got to put together to a point where we can get it mounted up on the wall and then kind of start getting things tweaked how we want them. Let's try an egg here. Now we left this metal on the end so we can make a little catch basin, and I want it to go kind of like right here on the outside. But we need to, here. You guys catch the egg for me, okay? So. Is that too fast? Is that too slow? That seems a little fast for an egg, doesn't it? Let's give her another go. I think my dreams of an egg rolling station just aren't going to happen. Guys didn't do a good job of catching it. Well, after some thinking, this is what we ended up with. We just stuck with the keep it simple method. It had been really cool to get that to roll on down to a little hatch you could open on the outside. Not a big deal. This should work fine. We'll put the other half in the barn in case we decide to add it one day. like that, maybe, who knows. Still gotta get the water system figured out, and I gotta meet with the architect whenever she gets home. Initially, we're gonna put a door here so we could walk out, just like a regular 3.0 door, so we could walk out and muck that run. But we may end up just running a 2x4 purlin across here, and then running our roost poles across at an angle so we can get them a little higher and get them shoved back away from this gate, opening everything up for us. We've been mucking the run through this door with the wheelbarrow since we put the run up, and it's really been working fine. So I'm not sure there's a benefit to actually putting that door there. So if she's fine with still mucking through this door here, then we'll just wall that off the rest of the way and get some roost poles on it. It is really coming along nice though. Really looking good. That's it for this one. I'm going to work on the Subaru side-by-side the rest of this day. That'll probably be the next video. And then maybe back on the backhoe, ripping out the inside of the cab and start to do some work on that while we're waiting for parts to come in. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all your support. I hope everybody's doing great. I do. I hope y'all are doing fantastic.